Let's talk about obligation management. Using Leah, you're able to process documents 360 degrees end to end, meaning that Leah is not only going to dynamically classify and extract all of your key terms, she's also going to extract all of your key obligations as well. And so, as you can see on this request that we have created and is in negotiation stage, Leah is able to track pre-signature or pre-activation obligations. We've integrated with a third-party vendor system that houses risk information as well as information about certifications and insurances. Leah has then extracted from our document, our master service agreement, what certifications are required, what is the data sensitivity level, and what are the audit requirements. Based on this information, Leah has created pre-activation obligations, such as maintaining and managing the risk that is associated with the fact that their insurance has been expired according to our integration with the vendor management system. We're also seeing that there is no indemnification clause identified in the contract, requiring additional risk review. We can also see that based on the certifications required and the certifications that are identified, we're able to create automatically intelligent tasks to track the certifications that are missing. Leah also identified that there were tax obligations in the contract and has triggered a review of those, along with some traditional operational financial trackers such as your ACH or credit check for payment. Now let's take a look at a contract that's active and see how we can use Leah for post-activation obligations. The first thing that I want to highlight is that you can utilize the executive summary in order to illustrate what are the obligations between the service provider and the client. And this is going to be an easy to use, easy to read summary provided by Leah's generative and intelligent AI. If we go to the request details, we also see that we have customer obligations set for extraction, meaning that Leah extracted for us the customer obligations from the contract and placed it also here for us to review. You'll also see that new post-activation obligations have been triggered, such as managing and maintaining your equipment delivery. And within this equipment delivery, there are multiple activities that need to occur, such as scheduling the delivery, generating a bill of materials, and auditing for your inventory to make sure you have everything, and then a delivery form. There's also legal obligations that are required. As you saw before, we are requiring a quarterly audit for confidentiality and data protection. And so tasks have been triggered intelligently to ensure that we action those quarterly audits. And finally, an invoicing and W-9 task has been created because it was identified as required by Leah based on the document that was provided. You can also utilize Leah directly from the request and ask questions about obligations, such as, what are the customer's obligations to pay? And Leah will identify what those obligations are and highlight them for me in a very simple, conversational, and easy to use interaction. So Leah's highlighted the rates and charges from the master services agreement, as well as the payment due dates, so that I have a clear understanding as to what payments are due and when. She's also highlighting the billing disputes and late payment fees so that I get a 360-degree view of all of the payment obligations that are surrounding the customer and ABC Inc. Finally, we can utilize our services tracking, and we can track our compliance reviews and our data audits directly here by simply auditing the data review, whether it was compliant, and any reasons associated with that. Utilizing Leah, you're able to get not only a 360-degree view of all obligations that you or your customers might achieve, but you can also track these obligations intelligently using tasks. You can also further activate post-activation activities such as amend, renew, or terminate directly from an active contract with the click of a button. You can simply click amend and start that new process, creating that new request automatically with the required information for generating an amendment. I can then select a template and generate that amendment directly from this request. When it comes to tracking your obligations, you have multiple tools at hand. You can utilize your application or contract management dashboard, where you have insight into what tasks are due today, what tasks are due this week, etc. I can also access an overview of all of the tasks that are distributed. I also have access to visual deep insights where I can visually track task analytics. I'm able to quickly evaluate how many tasks are in progress, completed, overdue, or not started. What type or status are the tasks generally in? And what is my distribution of tasks across the departments by task owner and by task creator? And I also can get a quick access as to which tasks have been recently modified and by whom. You're easily able to track tasks across the platform utilizing either your contract dashboard, your task analytics dashboard, or accessing the tasks directly on the request.